Yo, welcome back to some more battles. We are in the a Great League team. This is going to be featuring the Wiggly paired with the Gastrodon in the back and the Mandibuzz. And it looks like we are going to have a favorable lead. They swap into the Gastrodon, and we're going to have an... Okay, we have the water pulse version, but it still doesn't quite matter because we still have this Mandibuzz able to resist most of its moves, and these water pulses are only neutral at best. So we sneak in the Shadow Ball and we look for the farm down, but they don't allow us to get the farm down, and we get alignment back. They go straight into the Mandibuzz, and we have this Wiggly that's just going to be able to dominate this matchup. Although it is going to be able to fight back with these aerial aces. You can see it does get us back into the red after this move here. So not bad considering all things for that Mandibuzz. But whatever they decide to come back in here with, it's going to get a debuff because we're going to fire off this Icy Wind. They actually shield, unable to get to that Swift there. It's a little bit unfortunate. And then now we farm down and we have a good amount of energy. Fire off the Shadow Ball towards the Doxable in here, and it looks like we are able to get to another one. This will get the shield or a decent amount of damage. They decide to just farm down, unfortunately. So, and they decide that they have no chance to win because we still have one full Pokemon in the back. All right, next, let's see what we find. So the main core is going to be the Wiggly and the Gastrodon. That is a pretty standard pairing, pretty solid. The Mandibuzz is essentially targeting all the grounds and the Gastrodons. All right, another Mandy lead. Expect a switch out, and there is the swap out into the Dedenne. The Dedenne doesn't want any part of this situation, and they decide to quit. Okay, so pretty favorable leads and switch-ins so far. As I noted, the Wiggly and the Gastrodon, pretty decent pairing. Okay, now we're gonna have the worst situation. Now we're gonna see how well this team is able to recover from a bad lead. Looks like we draw out the Shadow Giratina. Huge Earth Power goes through. We decide to let this go, and basically we're trying to get a shield here. We fire off this Body Slam and ends up getting the shield, and they are barely able to win that switch in alignment, which is okay for us because we did get the shield advantage. There's the Ancient Power, and we're going to swap right back into the Mandibuzz. This Mandibuzz has two shields to hide behind, so we're going to shield the first one. Oh, ends up being the X-Scissor version, and we finally see the backline of another dragon. They go for the dragon energy, and we do shield the correct moon. Now we're going to go for the aerial ace, and they don't believe us. We are looking to try to get the farm down, but unfortunately we're not going to quite get the farm down without taking a move. Our opponent is going to be able to farm us down, and they're going to be able to fire off this X-Scissor for the win. So GG's to our opponent, unable to win that game with two shields. Mandibuzz. Yeah, we basically needed to get rid of that Regidrago as soon as possible, but unfortunately, it was built different. Okay, now we're going to have Wiggly into the Gastrodon. Pretty neutral matchup here. So we're going to see if we can be creative and get into a move. We do catch the Earth Power, but we get met with the Azumarill. Luckily, our Shadow Balls here will be able to deal some neutral damage, and that is honestly pretty decent. They go for the Play Rough. Doesn't quite KO, but we get to another Shadow Ball, getting them into the around the 50% mark. We're going to fire off this Swift to get them further into the low health bar. Take another move, and unfortunately the Gastro comes back in. So they have energy advantage. They are hiding behind 2 shields as well. Now it comes down to, do we think this is going to be the Earth Power or the Body Slam? We do shield the correct move. And now we have Blastoise to deal with. We do end up getting a shield from our opponent. And now it just comes down to, can we catch a move? Because this Hydro doesn't quite KO, but the next one will definitely KO. So shields are down, and our opponent ends up having to tank this Earth Power because they threw an alignment. We're going to let this go and try to win this game with the Mandibuzz. We fire off this Aerial Ace to take out both the Azu and the Blastoise. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game with... Alright, back again here with the next game. Let's see if we can end off on a good note here. Gonna have our Wigglytuff running into, looks like the Klefki. Whoa. Interesting lead here, as both of us are doing a resisted fast moves, but you can see this Klefki is taking a chunk from these charms. Let's see if they have anything we have to worry about. Looks like the Play Rub does decent damage, but doesn't KO. We go for the Icy Wind debuff, and now our opponent is going to be able to reach another move. We are just going to let this go so that we can potentially farm. Oh man, unfortunately, looks like our opponent does have the Glaring Moltres. This Glaring Moltres is going to be pretty decent against our team. We have to let this go. We survive it, and we get to another Body Slam. So at least we get it in range of Aerial Ace now with the Mandibuzz. But our opponent is hiding behind 2 shields. Okay, they are running the Ancient Power version, and they're staying in. So do we have play in the back? They do shield, so it looks like they do not want to see this Mandibuzz. What do we think is in the back here? Oh, okay. Ends up being the Dragon and Fighting type. This thing is going to be able to survive these Aerial Aces, unfortunately. Now we have to call a move. Okay, ends up being the Brick Break. Brick Break does debuff us, but it doesn't quite deal as much damage. But they're relying on their fast move damage to try to win this game now. We swap out so that we reset our debuff. Our opponent is going to be able to reach another move. They go for another Brick Break, and they actually have double back-to-back, and they are going to be able to win this game now. So, well played by them. Check out the team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.